What happens when an absolute disaster of a broken heart forces a hopelessly romantic flight attendant to move into her brother's luxury high-rise apartment, only to find herself fake dating his roommate, who just happens to be Chicago's most notoriously cold, tatted, and hyper-protective NBA superstar? You get the right move. The towering, high-heat, and deeply emotional second installment in Liz Tomforde's blockbuster Windy City sports romance series. The narrative follows Indy Ivers, a vibrant, big-hearted woman who is trying to rebuild her life after her long-term relationship completely collapses. Desperate for a temporary place to stay, her brother blocks her from getting a cheap apartment and sends her straight to his best friend and NBA teammate, Ryan Shay. Ryan is the clinical, tightly wound, and hyper-disciplined captain of Chicago's professional basketball team, a man who lives for absolute order, silence, and his grueling training schedule. The true brilliance of this narrative lies in its exceptional execution of the forced proximity and fake dating tropes, balanced by a spectacular he falls first and infinitely harder dynamic. Ryan views Indy's messy, colorful energy as an absolute disruption to his sterile lifestyle, while Indy views Ryan as a walking ice sculpture. However, when Ryan's front office management pressures him to soften his rigid public image to secure a massive corporate sponsorship, and Indy needs a convincing +1 to a high-profile wedding to show her toxic ex she has moved on, they strike a transactional deal. They agree to fake date for the cameras. Tomforde masterfully crafts a slow-burning progression where Ryan's cold facade completely melts in private. The absolute giant of an athlete transforms into the ultimate, fiercely possessive protector, subtly tracking Indy's food preferences, upgrading her flight schedules, and building a literal kingdom around her safety. Beneath the quick-witted domestic banter, dazzling red carpet events, and exceptionally scorching hot, explicit spice, The Right Move delivers a profound emotional exploration of self-worth, anxiety, and the trauma of emotional neglect. Indy handles deep-seated insecurities left by an ex who constantly minimized her vibrant personality and made her feel like too much. Simultaneously, Ryan handles the heavy psychological weight of family betrayal and the crushing pressure of leadership, having spent his entire life believing people only value him for his performance on the court. Instead of relying on cheap miscommunications, the text acts as a masterclass in emotional safety. Ryan actively uses his actions and words to validate Indy's worth, proving that her big heart is a superpower, not a flaw. Supported by a phenomenal, tightly knit cast of characters, including hilarious chaotic text threads with Indy's friend group and heartwarming cameos from mile-high icons, this novel stands as an absolute masterpiece of modern contemporary romance. The dual point-of-view storytelling is a massive asset, effortlessly contrasting Indy's deeply empathetic, resilient inner monologue with Ryan's intensely devoted, hyper-obsessed, and protective perspective. The pacing allows the characters' domestic routines to breathe beautifully, making their transition from reluctant roommates to soulmates feel incredibly organic and earned. Ultimately, The Right Move delivers an unforgettable, highly addictive reading experience that brilliantly proves when a man who hates everyone finally chooses a woman, he will rewrite every single rule in his playbook to keep her.